The End Radio Network, the End.fm. I am DJ Zouain. This is The Hijack. Welcome. Thank you for being a part of the program, whether you're listening live on Twitch, YouTube, Facebook. But the conversation's really going on Twitch. So on Twitch is where you want to go if you want to participate in all of the heresy that is going on today here on The Hijack. Thank you so much for hanging out. Like I said, my name is DJ Zouain. You can follow me everywhere on social media at DJ Zouain, or you could go to the End.fm. That's where I put all my stuff. That's where I put everything that has to do with at least all the fun stuff. The boring stuff is more of the car commercials and crap like that. That you could go to ZouainEntertainment.com for. But when it comes to the fun stuff, even some of the stuff including cannabis, go to buddocs.org to get your cannabis card. We have a great show for you today. Kind of a last minute thing because we were supposed to do all the rude questions with Chase. But Chase has come down with something. I'm not sure what. So, we wish him a speedy recovery, and we will bring him back here to talk to him about all the rude questions that we have for trans folk, because he is a trans male. So we're going to be asking him all of the questions that sometimes either we are too shy or too considerate to ask. But all in good, with good heart, and in the spirit of learning. So, but this week we have something new, something special, something cool. We have this week on The Hijack, we celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month. Hispanic Heritage Month is obviously very near and dear to my heart, me being sharing a year-round tan with my Hispanic folk. And I want to talk about a couple of my favorite badasses from Latin music. And then later on the show, right after that, my brother from another mother, Nick James, is going to join me to talk about vaccines, because we're both very big into concert going, and we both are, DJs, and we have events that we want to attend. So we want to talk about that. Should we have vaccine passports? That's actually one of the questions that I'm going to ask on the program. So the world obviously has had another wave of coronavirus. And so we have to deal with that. But before we do all of that, I want to talk a little bit about Hispanic Heritage Month, specifically because one of the things that as Latin people we are we always hear about in Latin music, especially if you're Hispanic, about the womanizing and the talk about infidelity and having a side piece and all of this other stuff. Very, very prominent, and I'm not saying it's not, but there are a couple of artists that I remember even as a child in the Dominican Republic that listening to them made me question the validity of the oppression over homosexuality and the LGBT community. So I wanted to highlight them because the lyrics that I'm going to talk about are lyrics that are ridiculously progressive from when they were written. They were written in the 1980s. So Celia Cruz had a song called Que le den candela. And that is this song right here. It's very, very happy. Very, very. It's a dancing song. It's a song that I play when I have Latin parties and they ask me for salsa music. But if you listen, the man you're with is not up to anything. He's a loser. This is a story, this song here, and again, came out in the 80s. This song is about a woman who has a best friend who is in an abusive relationship with a loser. And the lyrics, the song's name, Que le den candela, is Set Him on Fire. Set him on fire. The hook of the song is Que le den candela, que le den castigo, que lo pongan en una olla y que lo cocinen en su vino, which translates to set him on fire, castigate him, throw him in a pot, and cook him in his own wine. Celia Cruz was a certified badass and one of Cuba's greatest contributions to Latin American art. And when I think of progressive songs in Latin America, the only one that stands out more is a song called El Gran Barón by Willie Colon. Willie Colon came out of the Bronx Latin music scene. He was born in New York City, and he came out with a song called El Gran Barón. El Gran Barón is a song about, it translates to the great man. And essentially it was talking about a man, how he was raised just like everybody else. This dude in the Dominican Republic was raised just like anybody else. And he was expected to do the same thing that his father did. The guy moves to New York City from the Dominican Republic, and his dad decides to visit him by surprise, surprise visit, and shows up, and his son is dressed in heels and in a dress, and he's gay. So he introduces himself to his dad in a dress and says, Dad doesn't recognize him. So he introduces himself. He says, Yo soy Simón. I am Simon. Simón tu hijo. I am your son. Simon, your son. El Gran Barón, the great man. Here's this dude in a dress telling this old Dominican dude that hey man, I'm a cross-dresser, or I like dudes, and it's understood in the lyrics that he's homosexual, that he's a homosexual. And the hook to the song says, you can't mess with nature, basically saying no se puede corregir a la naturaleza, palo que nace doblao jamás su tronco endereza, which means you can't correct nature. If the tree is going to grow crooked, the trunk will never straighten out. I mean, really, if that is not a very, definitely a crass way to put it, but a nod to homosexuality, you being born to homosexuality, not it being a choice. This, again, came out in the 80s in a very conservative country. This is a country that still to this day is cool with using the F word for gay. So when you have people like Celia Cruz and Willie Colon speaking out on these topics, to me as a kid, it shaped the way that I think about people, the marginalized groups, because of that.